happened. I'm glad you guys could join me. I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry I've been out. I've been traveling a lot. I was in LA last week. I was in Houston, Dallas. So I've been traveling a lot. So I haven't been able to jump on as much as I normally do. So I appreciate you guys being patient. I appreciate all of your support. Now, hopefully we all continue to grow together, learn together, be better together, make money together into 2022, right? So it's coming up quickly. So it's going to be a rough couple of weeks, a couple of months with the holidays and stuff like that. But I hope you guys are able to still connect, and hopefully I can still, show you guys and, guide you in the way of crypto, NFTs, stocks, and other investments, right? Because next year, what I'm going to try to do, what I'm trying to do is, no, it's not, somebody says clickbait by the title. Let me see this. I know this is clickbait by the title. I want to address that. So Chad Simmons says, Bitcoin bottoming. I know this is clickbait by the title. I want to talk about that. And like I said, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin bottoming, and I'm going to talk about why I think it is bottoming. And I got reasons behind it. Like if you guys been following me, you guys been following me on Instagram, TikTok, or wherever I'm at, you know that I always give sound backed up, I give you reasons, rational reasons for why I believe these things. I'm not a hype person. I'm not somebody that goes after clickbait. I just tell you what I see or what I know, right? But before I say, you talk about that, I'm saying, the end of the year is coming. So like I said, I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you before then. And I hope you guys, go into the Christmas season and have a great time then, right? So before we get started, I just want to talk a little bit about what Chad said. Chad Simmons says Bitcoin's bottoming. This is clickbait, right? So I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm a businessman, so yeah, I'm gonna put titles and things that I know will work. I'm not saying, I'm not. Like, I'll tell you guys, I'll just straight up with it. I'll tell you what I'm doing, but that's not all it is, right? Is that I won't put something that's not right. I won't put something that's a lie. I'm going to tell you what I believe. Now, I'm going to put the best title I possibly can. I'm not going to lie about that. But Bitcoin is at the bottom, right? And we're going to explain it to you. I'm going to break it down in a way that everybody's going to understand it, right? Because the thing that a lot of you guys don't understand, that's why you got to follow somebody with experience. You got to follow somebody that's been through this before. You got to follow somebody who have seen the patterns before. I've been in this 10 years. I've seen, this is my third cycle. And for those you don't know, the halving in Bitcoin triggers a pattern or a cycle in Bitcoin that takes about 18 months to complete, and then it restarts itself. And that's why in the Bitcoin code, it's written that way. So we can't change it. We can't. It's going to constantly happen into the end of Bitcoin. The creator put this in the code, so it's because he wanted Bitcoin's price to move like this. It was intentional, right? So if you understand the code, if you understand what the halving is, you understand supply and demand, you understand market cycles, it's an easy play. You know exactly what's going on, right? So and you get and once you get the experience on top of that, that makes it even better, right? So now the experience is on top of it, right? We got the experience on top of it. So that's even, like I said, it makes it even better. But like back to what I was saying, is that I want to go back to 2017. Now I've been in this before. I actually made a bunch of money in 17 too. I sold a company during that year. I made a lot in crypto. I created my own crypto during that time. We're still in development. And I did pretty good that year but now this year I'm even better. I understand the cycle. So let's go back to 2017. During this time in 17, now remember the last halving, when Bitcoin supply was cut, was in May of 2016. So this one, the last one was in May of 2020, right? So that means we can almost straight up one-to-one compare 2017 where we are today. Now, let's look back at the charts of 2017. Let me bring it up here. So let me bring up the charts of 2017. I want to walk it through, you guys. And I'm going to tell you why Bitcoin is going to explode in December. And I'm going to explain where it's possibly going. And we're going to talk about that a lot better. So let me, so give me a second here to bring this up. I think they took this off, but we can still bring up Bitcoin's chart. Go to CoinMarketCap. I'm going to share my screen here. So let me know when you guys can see the screen. So we could compare. And like I said, before we continue, I need you guys to do something for me. I need you to like this comment. I need you to like this video right now. I want to see how many likes we're at because it's getting ridiculous. We got 91 likes, but we got 700 people in there. That's ridiculous. We should have at least 500, 600 likes. So I need you guys to like this video. I need you guys to share this video with your friends that are into crypto. I need you guys to do that. We talk about building circles. We talk about swords, a sword sharpening a sword. You have to bring your friends into this because your friends end up helping you. And some of you guys know the story of how I brought my friend in back in 2016. We both end up making a lot of money, right? So you have to be willing to do that. You have to be willing to bring your friends in. You have to get your people involved, right? So give me a second here. Give me 1 second to bring up this chart, and we're going to move forward from there. Right. So let's bring this up. Let me see if I got it up. I'm having a little trouble here. Bring it up. So we're going to do a 5-year chart on this. Just do all right. So we're going to take a closer look at 2017 during this time. Let's make this a lot bigger. All right. So if we're looking at the Bitcoin chart right here, right? We're taking a look at it right now. So we look at 17, right? So if we go to 17 and we go to this time of the year 17, right? We go to June, July, we go to around Thanksgiving, right? It's 18, 17. So we go to July. Let's go to around Christmas time, right? I mean, around Thanksgiving time. So Bitcoin's price right before Thanksgiving was at 8,000, 8,200, right? So if we take a look a week after Thanksgiving, we're at 15,000. That's a doubling in the price. Now, why would it double right after Thanksgiving, right? Why would it double right after Thanksgiving? And it's because of what's called the Thanksgiving effect in cryptocurrency, right? If we go back to 2013, the same thing happens again, right? If we go back to 2013, we go back to right around Thanksgiving. What do we see here? That was the first cycle. We see the price at 800. Right after Thanksgiving, it doubles. Now, why is this happening? It's pretty simple. So it's a sociological reason. It's because when Bitcoin's in a bull run, the holidays actually boost it up even higher. Because think about what happened. So Cousin Joe just made $100,000 in Shiba over the last year. Now, we think Cousin Joe ain't gonna tell everybody about how much he just made? He's gonna sit down at that Thanksgiving table and brag and talk about how much he made, what the new in cryptos he's gonna invest in and all these things, right? And then what's gonna happen? Of course, everybody's gonna go out after that and they're gonna buy Bitcoin, right? But what we see a few months after is we see a mark crash, right? And then there's a what we call crypto winter for a couple of years. So I think that's what's coming next, right? And it's the same pattern again in 2017. Right after Thanksgiving, it goes up very, very high in price throughout December. Then January is a crash. Then we go into a crypto winter for a couple of years, right? I think it may be a little longer this time because of the type of people that's in crypto. I think it will last for a little bit, maybe out to March or so. But there's a markable effect of what's happening. We just look at it, right? The Thanksgiving effect has happened twice before, and it's going to happen again. It's happened twice. In every crypto cycle, right after Thanksgiving, the price doubles. Now, I like to look at history. I like to look at history, see what's going to happen in the future. And it's obvious what's about to happen, right? Got another question. If Bitcoin is bottoming out, but it's not going anywhere. Yeah, Bitcoin may drop. Let's say, for example, Bitcoin goes to 150, 140 next month or at the end, end of the year, early next year. And it crashes back down to 50 and stays there for 2 years. I mean, it's still the last peak was 20,000. A lot of you guys let these peaks and valleys confuse you, but we're looking at the overall trend, the moving average going forward. Bitcoin is constantly going up. Now, there's peaks and valleys along that line, but it's still going up. Don't let the peaks and valleys confuse you. Don't let the peaks and valleys trick you to believe that crypto's crashing or it's bottoming out or whatever. The trend line is still up. It's been up since Bitcoin's creation. The trend line has constantly been up in cryptocurrency. If you take the average price over like a 3-4 month period and you plot it along a line, the price is going up. And people say, does this same apply to Ethereum? The thing about that's an altcoin. So any altcoin that's not Bitcoin, what happens is that because Bitcoin is the market leader, because on exchanges, the number one trading pair is Bitcoin on these exchanges. The price of Bitcoin governs the price of everything else. So if Bitcoin goes up, it's like a ship. I'm sorry, like a rising tide raises all ships, right? So that's the same thing that happens with Bitcoin, is that a rising tide will raise all the ships, right? All the ships will come up because Bitcoin's price is moving up. So there's another question. Something else I want to talk about too is that they said, why can't you buy XRP right now? The reason why you can't buy XRP is simple. It's because the government has a lawsuit out against XRP right now. And the SEC has a lawsuit out against XRP right now for them. What the government is claiming is that they've sold an investment, not a utility. So because of that, they're under investigation. So a lot of the exchanges got scared and pulled them off the exchanges. And a lot of them, it's very difficult for Americans to buy it right now. It's not impossible, but it's difficult. So, but the thing about that, that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity for us to buy it when it's artificially low. Like I think what's going to happen with XRP is that eventually, and within the next few months, the government is going to drop their lawsuit, or either they're going to settle with XRP. XRP will be back on exchanges. Once that happens, XRP is going to go to the sky. Right now, the true value of XRP is between $10 to $15, maybe a little bit more. So right now, XRP is like $1. So that's one. People always ask me, what's the next crypto going up 10 times? Now, that's it right there, right? That's the next opportunity in crypto is XRP. That's the next opportunity, right? And the thing about it, though, is that what's the risk there? The risk is that the overall crypto market could fall before XRP's lawsuit is resolved. So if that happens, then of course XRP is not going to go to 10 soon. It'll still take time, but it eventually will, right? But it won't happen as soon as, it won't happen next year or nothing, because if the whole crypto market falls, which I think it possibly will sometime in the next year, some of these, it's going to be a crypto winter. And during that winter, the prices are kind of like depressed. So it'd be about the next halving will happen in 2024. So that's when it'll trigger the next cycle. We'll get a bull run probably in 2025, and then all these things will go way harder than we've even seen this year. So it'll be a long holding period, but it's not impossible, and it's still a great opportunity. So what do you think XRP? The thing about Ethereum is that whenever Bitcoin crashes, the altcoins take on bigger losses, right? Because let's go back to 2000, like we said, go back to 2017, 2018 is when Bitcoin crashed the last time. But look where we're at today. So the crash didn't really matter. The people who bought in the bottoms like I did made a lot of money. But what happened with Ethereum is that Bitcoin may have lost like 70% of its value. I think it was at the peak, it was at 20. It got down to like 3,500. That's roughly 70% of its value. Now, the altcoins may take 90% down. Like Ethereum fell from 1,400 all the way down to like $80. That was like 97%, I believe. Let me see exactly what that percent was. So the altcoins will take on greater losses when the Bitcoin crash does happen, or if it happens, So, but like people always hear these crashes and risk and whatever, and they get scared. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I love it's a 4-letter word that I love, and it's called risk. RISK, because without risk, we couldn't make no money. You got to be looking for risk, honestly. And I know traditionally people, we run from risk. We don't want risk in our life. We want everything safe and straightforward. But without risk, there'd be no money. There would be no returns. There would be no profit. We got to have risk in our life. I love risk. And people hear the word, they get scared. Risk. Oh my God, risk. But I love risk. And for those of you just joining, if you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe right now. I need you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. If you're already subscribed, like the content right now. We only got 375 likes, but we got 800 people in here. That's not right, man. I don't know, man, what's going on. We got 375 likes. So if you haven't liked this video, it's not right, man. I mean, I'm sitting there telling you guys stuff. I'm changing lives, making people money, and I can't even get a like. That's ridiculous. And also subscribe to the channel, man, because we're giving out great content here, and I want you guys to make sure you don't miss anything. So make sure if you're just joining to subscribe to this channel, right? So we got, somebody says XRP is going to 1015. Would that mean 100 billion market cap will overtake Ethereum overnight? No. See, so Will Helm, I mean, I like your point. Now, Will Helm says XRP going to $10, $15 would mean a $500 to $750 billion market cap. It would overtake Ethereum overnight. That's extremely difficult to happen. Yeah, you're right. Under today's conditions. But imagine a situation in which Ethereum is now $8,000. Imagine a situation in which Bitcoin is 120,000, 100,000, which could happen quickly. Now, Ethereum's market cap, let's look at what it would be. Now, if Ethereum moved to $8,000, which is highly, highly likely for it to do, right? Let's take a look. Ethereum's market cap at that point would be $1 trillion, right? Bitcoin's market cap would be at around, 2 trillion. Ethereum would be at $1 trillion, and then XRP would be at 500 to 700 billion. It would still place it as number 3. You see what I'm saying? We have to be able to see what's coming. Now, a lot of times we make our predictions and stuff based on the events of today. That's why a lot of people can't see the metaverse coming. A lot of people can't see NFT, the power of NFTs. A lot of people can't see the power of a lot of these stuff because they're using today's metrics and today's conditions to predict what's coming. Now, we got to be able to put ourselves in a situation 6 months from now and then make our predictions based on that, right? That's what we got to do. Now, today, of course, Ethereum's not going to go up the chart and everything else stays the same. No, that's not going to happen. But if we put ourselves 6 months in the future, let's imagine the situation. Bitcoin, let's say 3 months from now, Bitcoin's at 120. Ethereum's at 8,000 because Ethereum always has been moving faster than Bitcoin lately. Maybe Ethereum would be at 10,000. Ethereum's at 10,000. We're talking about a 1.2 trillion market cap, right? So that Ethereum's at 10,000. And Bitcoin's at like 120. Now XRP can make that third position and be between 5 and 700 billion market cap, and it'd be perfectly fine. You see what I'm saying? And if you're going to remember, Ethereum was third place a while. XRP actually flipped Ethereum before. People don't remember this. That's why it's important to know the history. XRP flipped Ethereum one time in 2017, it was only for a few days. For a few minutes. But XRP actually flipped Ethereum. It overtook Ethereum before and came back down. It happened before. So what's to say it won't happen again? It happened in 2017 or 18. I think it was early 18 or late 19. I'm sorry, late 17 or early 18. XRP actually was the number 2 crypto for a few minutes or a few hours. And then Ethereum, overtook it again. But it actually happened before. So why couldn't it happen again? How is it extremely difficult for it to happen if it's happened before? Right? If something happens, then of course, now it's highly plausible it can happen again. Now, if it didn't happen before, I'd be like, yeah, maybe, but it's happened before. Was Ethereum Meta a new coin? I don't know what this is. Somebody says, do you think Bitcoin would die? I don't think Bitcoin can die. I think that the way that it's built, and that's why I encourage a lot of my followers on Instagram and elsewhere, I encourage you guys to understand how these things work. Because if you understand how deep crypto goes, how robust the technology is, then you realize, man, this thing ain't going nowhere. You realize, man, if you understand on a high level as an investment, you don't really know. But if you go dig deeper into it, understand the technology, understand how blockchain works, understand how the mining works, all of a sudden, I promise you, it will click in your head and you'll say, man, this thing ain't going nowhere. It actually makes it easier to invest and hold Bitcoin if you understand what's coming, if you understand the technology behind it. You will understand what's coming. One of the things that lends to Bitcoin's how robust and how powerful it is that Satoshi, the creator of Bitcoin, nobody knows who he is. And most people would be scared of that. Like, oh my God, somebody created a token and a coin and just ran off. But the problem, the thing about it is that makes it actually more powerful. It's its own organism. And I like to say it like that. It's an organism. Bitcoin is like a worm that exists all over the world that even no government could stop it if they wanted to. No government can stop it. No organization can stop. Bitcoin is an organism. It's one of the first financial organisms that's ever been created. I like to say it like that because it's almost like that. It almost has its own it's almost like it has its own life. Like it's actually like has some type of life behind it, like a worm, right? You couldn't stop it if you wanted to because of the way it incentivizes miners, the way that all of it works together. You couldn't stop Bitcoin if you want to. That's a theory, or not a theory, but a rumor. Now, I've been in crypto for a while, and you guys know that my background is in software security cryptology, right? So back in the day, in 2014, 15, I used to go to crypto conferences a lot, right? And there was a guy there. It was somebody that knew somebody. I didn't know the dude straight up. But it was somebody that told me that is an expert at software security that's well known. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's well known in the software security cryptology circles. And he said he told me that somebody out there, that one of the biggest hackers one of the biggest white hat hackers in the world. Somebody says I sound like a president. I appreciate that. He says one of the biggest white hat hackers in the world was approached by the U.S. government. And they asked him in 2013, they asked him to take Bitcoin down. They were going to pay him millions of dollars to take Bitcoin down because it was a threat to the U.S. currency. And the hacker supposedly responded that he did his research. He responded with a report to the government, said, at this point, it cannot be taken down. It's impossible. It's nothing you can do, nothing I can do, nothing any hacker on earth can do, nothing an organization or any government can do to take down crypto, Bitcoin in general. And that right there, and the government right there realized that they waited too long. Now, he said if you would have came at me 2 years ago in 2011, I could have done it. But at about 2013, it was already too far gone. But that's the power of Bitcoin. That's the power right there. It's not people always think it's a digital currency you can move. That ain't the power. That's not what I mean. I can make a digital currency tonight. A lot of people can. It's just moving money from one database to another. That's not that hard. It's the power of the blockchain. Right? That's why I encourage you guys to understand what it is, how it works, and how it can be used in the future other than just financial transactions. That's the power. And people don't talk about that much. It's on Bitcoin, flipping it. Man, we don't talk about that. That's why I try to make sure we talk about that, right? So right now, Bitcoin's at 57,500 right now. Somebody says, can you explain what it takes to make a new altcoin? Yeah, I mean, my affiliate comes to use a travel coin. You got to remember this too. And I like these questions, Shay. So she's from LinkedIn, actually. If you guys not following me on LinkedIn, I actually got a pretty big LinkedIn also. Because like I said, I got the background in this, software security, whatever, software. I've written exams for software security. CompTIA was one I've actually helped written the software security exams for in the past. But back to what I was saying is that, so I want to explain something to you guys. Somebody says, what does it take to create a new altcoin? I'm going to show you how fast you can do it right now because I want you guys to understand that some of these coins ain't going nowhere, right? You know how long it takes you to make an ERC20 token? Now you can do it yourself. You can download the code and just commit it to the blockchain. You have one in an hour, or we can hire somebody to do it, right? There's a bunch of people that do it for you. Like I said, let me see. So it takes about an hour to create a token. Here's a guy that does it for you right here on Fiverr. Right? It doesn't take that much to create a token. That's why you guys be careful because everybody and their mama are going to be releasing tokens because they're so easy to create. But 99.9% of them will never have any value. Right? Because just like, and I give the example is that I can go to my printer right here and I can print out a bunch of Mondo dollars with my face on them, right? But that Mondo dollar is not going to have any value because there's no utility behind it. Like now, now if I just said I'm going to sell you a Mondo dollar, now who would buy that? Nobody. A tall guy tycoon dollar, whatever you want to call it. Nobody's going to buy it. But if I go back and say now these dollars, these Mondo dollars, they each one gives you an hour of time with me, or each one gives you a t-shirt that I sell. Like now they have value. You see what I'm saying? You can't just, the token itself is worthless. You have to look at what the token provides access to or what you can get with that token. That's where the value comes from, right? That's what you got. When you gotta see with these tokens coming out, you can create a token in 30 minutes. But it's what the token allows you to do is what makes it have value, right? What's your thoughts in meme coin? Are they going to go up or is it time for them to sleep? Meme coins, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about here, really. What's your thought about meme coins? Meme coins are just meme coins. As soon as the meme's over, they're going to drop in value. Something like Shiba, man, Shiba's different though, but I'm talking just the average meme coin. No, I mean, I wouldn't trust it. Somebody says, do I pay taxes? Yeah, you got to pay taxes. The thing about this is that do I have to pay taxes on crypto? Anything that you buy and you make money on, you got to pay. Any way that you make money, you got to pay taxes on it. I'm just going to tell you like that. Crypto is one. I mean, you got to pay. Anytime you make money on something, you got to pay taxes on it. I don't know why some of it's so hard for people to understand. That's the law. Is that if I buy this remote here, this remote, and I buy it for $1 and sell it for $2, all the taxes, all the government taxes on that dollar I made. If I got a tree outside and I grow it, I get a seed for free. I plant the seed that grows into a tree and I sell the wood. I got to pay taxes on the wood. See, anything that you make, anything you sell, anything that you transfer to value, you got to pay taxes on it, right? In fact, like if I do a job for somebody and they pay me in popcorn, they pay me $100,000 in popcorn on the back of a truck, I got to pay taxes on the popcorn I just received. You see, anything you receive of value for work or an exchange or anything that I make money on, I got to pay taxes on it. That's just how the government works. I don't know, wrong or right. That's how it works. Like I said, how ridiculous would that be? Somebody says, hey, Armando, man, you just, built a crypto for me or whatever. So I'm going to pay you with $100,000 worth of popcorn. All right, he gives me the popcorn. Now the government's going to say, man, we want our cut of that popcorn. You got to pay it in cash. If you made $100,000 in popcorn, that means that you owe us $10,000 in cash or whatever the tax rate is on the popcorn you received. It don't make crypto, popcorn, trees, it don't matter. And think about somebody else says, taxes are due on every dollar made in the U.S. but can be deferred. Now, that's true, but taxes are actually made on every U.S. citizen all over the world has to pay federal taxes, not just in the U.S. If I go overseas and I do it, I owe federal taxes as long as I'm a U.S. citizen. That's what John McAfee, that's how they got him. Folks just need to diamond head and invest, understand the past in order to know where they're going. That's exactly right, Chris. I like that. Like I said, for the newcomers, make sure you subscribe to this channel or click that like button, right? So we're going to have a lot of great content coming up in the future, especially next year. That's when I'm going to open up a studio next year, actually. I'm going to start building it early next year. I'm going to open up a full-scale studio here in Tampa and have some other people on, have some podcasts going. We're going to build out a whole network of people that can help and grow in this wealth building journey. Yeah, that's a good point. Somebody says taxes start to pay for wars. That's true. They income tax was created for World War One or two, I believe, and it was a temporary law, and it just never came. You got to be careful about the government and temporary laws, man, because I'm telling you, those temporary laws always turn permanent, right? Because even with this child care tax credit, whatever we're getting, they're never going to take that back. That's just how it's going to be going forward. So Mark has a question. How big do you believe crypto will be in the metaverse? Will everything be NFTs? Now, I think NFTs will more likely represent or be more associated with properties and different items and stuff in the metaverse. You got to remember that one of the biggest problems. Now, there's a documentary on Netflix, and I keep telling you guys to watch it. It's called Life 2.0. And let me bring that up on Netflix. And it's one of remember this metaverse stuff is like 20, 30 years old. I mean, it's been the metaverse and all this stuff was created in the 90s. There's movies like The Lawnmower Man and stuff like that where they explore these things. This metaverse stuff ain't nothing new, you know, but uh but there's a movie out there, a documentary out there that I watch a lot really because I just like stuff like this. But it's a pretty good documentary. Where is it at? I don't know. Oh, it's in kids. That's why. Give me a second. Let me find this documentary. I'm gonna show you on my Netflix. But I encourage all of you guys to watch it to get a real good understanding of where this is gonna go. Give me a second here. All right, so here we go. So let me show you guys. So on Netflix, there's a documentary here called Life 2.0, right? And it's really old. It came out in 2010, but it was probably around 2007, 8 when they actually filmed it. So it's about 13, 14 years old. And I encourage you guys to watch this documentary, man, because it shows you the problems that existed in the metaverse at first. Or it's what they didn't call it the metaverse back then, but it was a application out there called Second Life where people live second lives. They own digital property, own digital goods. A lot of people made money by doing this. They made their livelihoods, and a lot of people made millions by doing this, right? By selling digital clothes and stuff like that. But one of the biggest problems, one woman in this, it's a woman in here that made like over six figures a year selling digital goods back then, right? And the problem she came across is that people were just copying her digital goods. So you couldn't tell the difference between one or the other. Like, this was this original or was this not original? Because of the way programming works, you can't tell. So what this is a documentary we're talking about here. So what happened is that she went to a lawyer and she just was fighting it, right? It cost a lot of money, all this stuff, and it was hard to fight. Well, NFTs will solve that problem because now virtual real estate, virtual house can't be duplicated because the NFT is your unique identifier to know that who owns this house or owns this piece of land. So NFTs is actually gonna be used in the metaverse to prove ownership of certain things so they can't be duplicated, they can't be copied. So now people can make a lot more money than they made before because you had more, right to what you created. So it's going to incentivize people to create more, but it's going to make sure people won't get ripped off and people won't duplicate their work. So digital art and all that stuff will exist, and digital, property will exist in the metaverse, right? So I encourage you guys to watch this documentary, maybe over the Thanksgiving break, whenever you can. It's a very, very good documentary, man. And I encourage you guys to watch it. It's old and some of the graphics are outdated, but still, man, it shows you how how the metaverse is going to be now. Now take whatever you see here and you add on 15 years of development, graphics, and also add VR onto it, and you'll see what's coming here in the future. I've never seen Ready Player One. I need to watch that. I'm gonna watch it this weekend, maybe with my son. I've never saw that. Is it good? Man, can a 10-year-old watch or a 9-year-old? Like I said, I do have the NFT class coming up. It drops tonight, so you guys will get that class tonight. It's on pre-sale right now. It's 127, but if you buy it now, you get it for 127. But tonight it's gonna be once the class is out tonight, it's gonna be 197. So I got some more editing to do tonight. So I'm gonna drop that class later about 8 o'clock tonight. So if you guys are interested, make sure you buy that class now before the price goes up. And the link's in my bio on Instagram, or it's at the bottom of this. It's in this the caption of this video also. Yeah, Bitcoin's not going anywhere, man. It's worldwide now. It's over. It's here to stay. So like I said, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. And if you haven't already liked the content, please like it. Let me see how many likes I got, because I should have more than, let me see. Hopefully I got 300-400 and I'll be satisfied. I got 600. I'm okay. Thank you guys for liking it. I appreciate that. So any questions? I'm gonna let you guys go for the day. So Amanda, if you want to check out for rental images, I list of potential VODs. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because I'm gonna take a look at I may watch Ready Player One with my son. He's into gaming and stuff now. That's another thing that's coming out next year. Me and my son are gonna do a gaming channel on YouTube. So that'll be fun. He wants to be a YouTuber like every other kid now. So I figured that'd be a good outlet for his creativity. So I'm gonna start that with him, and me and him are gonna just play games and talk. So good bonding opportunity for my son also. Thank you. I appreciate those nice comments. Yaxis, I appreciate you. Ready Player One, you're talking about, is a good movie. I really want to watch that movie. Yeah, I watched Free Guy. Free Guy was pretty cool too. I appreciate you too, Julian. I appreciate all of you guys. We built a pretty good movement here over the last 2 years, didn't we? Coming from nothing, man. That's crazy. I appreciate you too, Jesus. Thank you for all you guys' support. Gabe, I appreciate you also. Thank you. I don't know. Where can you watch Ready Player One? I don't know. I'm going to watch it over the Christmas, Thanksgiving break probably. Devontae, I appreciate you also. Somebody says, where are the CNC miracles going from there? We still got 2 weeks, man. So after Thanksgiving, we're going to see the jump up, and that's when I'm going to sell it. Somebody did. So there's a lot of exchanges to buy XRP. So all right. So like I said, I hope you guys have a great day. I appreciate you joining. I appreciate everything from you guys. I'll try to jump back on later today. So like I said, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining. Have a great rest of have a great Thanksgiving if I don't